How's it going, everyone? In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you settlement building tips and a few extra tips that just help you in the Fallout 4 game. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's get started. So the first thing is going to be the rug glitch. The rug glitch is simply where you place an object that's not snappable onto a rug, and you can put it in walls and places where you can't usually place them. So you're going to want to get your building menu out. You want to grab a rug, one of the welcome rugs. Those work best. And for example, I'm going to use this vault statue. Now, regularly, I wouldn't be able to place this vault statue like inside the wall like this. Hold on, I got to move the rug back a little bit. Give me 1 second. But as you see, I can place it inside of the wall. I can move it around, and I can actually place it because on top, there's no collision because the object is on top of the rug. So the only collision would be where the rug is. So you can place that, and you can store the rug. There will be some item drop-off sometimes. It really depends on where you are and what object you're using. But you can do this with any object that isn't snappable, like lockers, containers, like any furniture, decorations, just things that cannot snap to other objects. See, I'll use a container, and I'll do it again. Don't worry about the item drop-off. That should not happen a lot. Just really depends on the object and where you're building. Sadly, in the slug, there's a lot of item drop off, but you know. The next one is going to be the pillar glitch. Pillar glitch is simply where you take a snappable object that you want to place, like let's say, for example, I want to make a scrappy looking wall, but I can't place walls inside of that. So I want to, but I can't. So I'm going to use the pillar glitch to do this. Yeah, I'm going to use this wall, actually, because it is a little easier. Let's place the wall down, go into our concrete section. We're going to grab one of the pillars right here. You want to place it close enough to where you can group select it, but not like too close to where the collision is going to meet. Right here, there we go. You're going to hold down your A button and group select it, and now I can place this inside of the wall wherever I want. I can make the wall look scrappy, and that's the goal I'm looking for here. And I'm going to place this right about here. Just get it adjusted and lined up to my likings. There you go. That's the pillar glitch. It's super simple. Good one. The next one's going to be the wire glitch. Now, this is simply where you make it so you can place wires through buildings, through objects, and for really long distances. You can place them through any wall, any object, as far as you'd like. It's very simple. So I'm going to use these two as an example of my power supply. I cannot connect this through the wall. So what you're going to do is you want to go to your conduit section. You're going to place one on the floor. You're going to attach the wire and then go right on the tip of the actual conduit and press your Y button. If it works, you see my the lettering flash for a second. Now you can go over and attach the wire. And you can get rid of this one. You don't need that there in order for it to work anymore. So you can store that in your workshop. But as we see, the wire is now through the wall. See, that's the wire glitch. It's very simple. The next one is going to be your settlement space. Now, I have made a previous video on how to lower your settlement space, and this is basically the same thing. It's just another tip in the video. This is for whenever your settlement space is reached capacity. Now, you just need any weapon. It has to be a gun. It can't be a melee weapon. You just want to drop it on the floor and store it. And as you can see, my building capacity is going down and down and down. Each weapon I store into the workshop. It's very simple. It works. You can do this as many times as you'd like, as I've said in previous videos. I use it quite a bit, but don't use it more than once or twice if your meter resets. The next one is going to be the material duplication glitch, and this is very, very useful for items that are very hard to come by, like nuclear material, aluminum, gear, and any kind of ceramic, because those are hard to find materials in the game. So I'm going to use oil as an example. I'm going to grab it down here in my workshop. Let me find it real quick. Here it is. And as you can see, we only have about 400. So what you want to do is you're going to drop it on the ground, and then you're going to go into your building menu, and you're going to press scrap and store right about at the same time. You're going to want to press your store button last by a hair, but you want to hold your store button. So keep holding your store item button, which is my B button, for example. So you're going to scrap and store at the same time, just like this. And it should look like that as long as you keep holding your B button or whatever button it is to store. And if we go back into our workshop, we can see that our oil has doubled. And you can do this as many times as you like. You can get as much material as you like. I do this a lot, especially it helps with building. It doesn't make me waste caps. But I do also have a solution to the caps thing. But we're going to get into our next tip here. It is more than one variety when you're building. This means you want to use different walls and different materials of walls just to add depth and actual design to your settlements. Because if you use the same wall over and over again, it's going to get bland and it's really going to be a sore sight. It's just not going to look good. So what I do is I add like all kinds of different walls, all kinds of different wooden walls, metal walls. Sometimes I'll add the brick ones. I don't really like the concrete ones just because they pop out of the frame a little bit. But I'm a big fan of these wood walls right here. It adds a lot of depth, it adds a lot of detail, and it's not all one material. And it really gives it the scrappy look I go for in all my settlement builds. As you can see, I use it all over here, just different materials. Now the next one is going to be tips on decorating your settlements. Now as you can see here on the outside of my settlements, I use a lot of containers and craft workbenches and furniture on the outside, on top of, the Far Harbor hanging buoys. That adds a lot of detail. I place a lot of signs around too, and weapon shack rack thingies that you can place lettering on. That's what I do. But as you see, there's no decoration in here whatsoever. And you can simply just go to any trader and buy all the junk items that they have on them. This really helps with decoration. I'm going to show you what you can do with just a simple haul of junk. As you see here, I've decorated it. It looks 10 times better. It gives the settlement more, more life, more vibrant and scrappy feel. It gives it more detail. It looks really good, especially if you take hours into detailing your settlement. But the next one is going to be the unlimited bottle caps glitch. Now this is not really a part of building, but it can help when you want to buy materials. You're going to need a store of any kind. You're going to want to place it down, and it's just like the scrap duplication glitch. You're going to hold down your scrap button, or you're going to do scrap and then store, and then keep holding your store button. And as you can see, you can do this as many times as you like. Your bottle caps keeps going up and up and up and up, and you can really just max out your caps. I don't know if there's a cap limit, but you can keep doing this. And if you want to get your caps for the road and go buy materials, you can go to your workshop, and it will be under the miscellaneous section right here. You can pick up all those caps. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. I really hope you enjoy it, and I really hope these tips and glitches help you out with settlement building and just Fallout in general. If you have any other tips, leave them in the comments for the other vault dwellers, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I am out.